Fans, welcome back. As you know, our Catamount's have won 4 straight in this head-to-head matchup with Wofford, though the last 3 meetings have been decided in one-possession games and a combined 14 points.
We go down today, man. Catamount's on top, baby. Ain't nowhere to run, ain't nowhere to hide.
Hey, check me out, fellas. We can't underestimate nobody. We gonna play our game. Play the football we know how to play. Physical, fast, and let's have fun now, you heard me? They can't hang with us. We know they can't hang with us.
There comes a time when we as individuals, we as leaders, we as seniors, we as guys who know how to play this game, you look out for each other, you take care of each other, you do it together on that football field. 60 minutes of football, let's go kick some ass. Everybody got it? Live on the edge. Let's go.
Here comes the blitz, firing, and it's going to be caught out there for a first down. Good spin move by James Tyre. Dickens rolling to his right, trying to find the open man. Fires, got him in the seam as a Catamount first down. Good catch down there by Dominic Dutton. Tiger rolling, now firing, down near the end zone. Tyre gets in the corner for the Catamount touchdown. The Catamount's get on the board.
As a little pitch and catch out of the backfield, James Tyre in the end zone.
Up the left side, and great coverage by the Catamounts. So good, we tore a helmet off our own player. 3rd down and 8 for Wofford now. Big 3rd down situation for the Catamounts. Rolling to the right, Whitaker is going to be hit from the blind side.
That is Ken Moore on a safety blitz.
Wow, what a shot over the middle, pass complete right between 2 defenders. And Tiger Dickens looking over the middle, got his man, pass complete downfield. Dickens to throw, end zone, got his man wide open. Tyre right in front of the goal post for the Catamount touchdowns.
And I think this has got to be a record for Western Carolina. 21 of 21 to start the game for Teron Dickens.
And Whitaker turns and hands off. They run to the right side and they get nothing at all. The Catamount defense alive and kicking as they stop their running back. And he's got his man again. Another complete pass at the 44 of Wofford. That should be an NCAA record. That's Dominic Dutton.
NCAA record, 31 for 31.
Rewrite the record book for Tiger Dickens. Turns, takes the handoff, fires in the end zone. It's a touchdown. Catamount. Is that Tyre climbing the ladder way up high?
And his 3rd touchdown grab of the day. We have got to stop him here on 4th down.
Here we go. High snap. Whitaker has pressure, and we're going to sack him in the backfield for a loss, and the Catamounts will get the ball back. This may or may not be the ball game right here.
I'm pretty sure this is a ball game.
Tiger stepping up, now looking, fires, got his man Thomas. First down at the 15, broke one tackle.
Go down.
But they finally corral him at the 14-yard line. A 34-yard field goal just inside the left hash. Good snap, good hold, has the distance, it's going to be up, and it's going to be good. And the Catamount's take the lead at 23-21 with 23 seconds left to play. And this one is returnable at the goal line. Aiken at the 5, at the 10, at the 15, at the 20, and he is caught from behind.
Fumble.
A loose football on the play. And the Catamount's, we think, have it, which would end the game.
I told you it was going down, and the Catamount was coming out on top. I told you. Game!
It wasn't ugly, but we got it done. We good.
And we welcome you in live from Catamount Jaxe here, just across from the Western Carolina campus. It's Catamount Football Weekly presented by Stanberry Insurance with 4 locations to serve you across Western North Carolina, serving the Southeast Independent Insurance Agency. Daniel Hooker alongside Kerwin Bell, the head coach of our Catamounts, coming off a big win there on the road against Wofford this past weekend. 3rd win in a row, and of course, Catamounts rolling right now 2-0 in Southern Conference play. Back home this weekend, we've got the Furman Paladins coming to town. Looking forward to that matchup coming up again this weekend right here in Catamount Country. Again, live at Catamount Jaxe again every Monday night. You can come over, check out the Social House. Give a shout tonight to the Soli Flavor Food Trailer. It's here in attendance tonight, helping everybody get some something to eat to go along with their fine drinks here. I know Mama's already asked you if you were going to eat dinner here or not tonight. That was the question I heard. What was the verdict?
Well, we don't wait after the show and probably get. I can't eat right now.
No,
I told her to go and eat. So
I thought eating chicken wings on the show might be good though.
Yeah.
But either way, slice it, coaches. We're looking at that last ball game. We knew it was going to be tough, and we watched that defense. They've done it to everybody this year. I think even mentioned to coach after the ball game that you do that to everybody. They make it just really tough. A record-setting day. Just talk about the ball game first and foremost. Your first thoughts coming in.
Well, we knew it was tough, man. The 4 years I've played him, I don't think we beat him by more than 7 maybe in any of them. We won all 4, but I tell you, he does a really good job of them guys staying in the game. They always defensively are real sound. They tackle the football. They make it hard for you to score in the red zone. I think 3 or 4 of those drives, it took us 12, 13, 14 plays to score. So that's a credit to our offense and how well we were clicking and executing, but just didn't get a lot of opportunities. I think we had 7 or 8 opportunities out there. We had a 4th down where we got held on a 4th down go, and then, so we just didn't have a lot of opportunities to score a lot of points, but I thought we were efficient. We kept our defense off the field, and we played together as a football team where our defense complementing our offense complementing our defense and special teams, and I thought that helped us win the football game.
Of course, Bob Saban is going to drop our first question. And of course, you can drop a question in here in the comments, and we'll get the comments and the questions. I heard from Kyle Kessler down in his tree hut in Florida. Thank you for tuning in here today. And of course, Coach, he asked, what did you like about the defense? What specifically stood out about the way your defense was able to play? And holding in, we knew an offensive Wofford that's not really been clicking yet this year. They're gaining experience. They had a couple of guys out this weekend. But what about the defense did you like?
Well, they got 2 really good receivers out of Miami that can really run. Number 0, number 9 are as good as anybody in this conference. So, 0 got us on the big 83-yarder. We got a bad matchup there and should have probably checked there with our coverage, and we didn't. And he got on one of our safeties. Ken usually guards that, and Ken can run with anybody, right? So that's where we wanted the matchup at, and we sort of screwed that up. But other than that, and then the first series where it was 4th down, they went for it, and we had our corner's right there to pick up the back who he's supposed to get, and he sort of ran right by him. So it gave him an easy touchdown. But other than that, man, I think that was 45 plays they had. So take those 2 plays out, 43 plays of only about 105 yards. So we really dominated the defensive side of the ball. Our defense is out there only 43 snaps. I think a lot of that, again, we complemented each other. Our offense, even though we threw it a lot, we were very efficient. We stayed on the field. I think we had 38 minutes in time of possession, which we don't have to win that every week, but I think it really helped us in this game to keep our defense off the field and keep them fresh.
Well, Coach, I want to talk about it. Obviously, the biggest thing in the room right now, that would be 46 consecutive, 53 passes completed. Down on the sidelines, did you have any idea that it was adding up like it was? Any thought as you're watching that game unfold on the sideline?
I didn't. Because I think there was a couple of plays. One was batting in the air, but we did catch that ball. And then there was a couple others where, I can't remember. But I was thinking there was no way we had a perfect thing going. So, but then, figured it out. And man, Tiger was great. I tell you, he was, and also just think about our linemen, how they protect him and having to throw that many times, and then also the tight ends, the receivers, the running backs, all catching that ball. I mean, there ain't a lot of college teams can go out on a Sunday afternoon against air and complete 46 in a row without somebody dropping a ball or throwing a bad ball, and that was just a spectacular game by our whole offensive unit.
Well, exactly where I was going to go with it. Obviously, a lot of it was on Tiger's shoulders, but a lot of it had to be those receivers. And then I wonder at some point if the guys are looking at each other going, I don't want to be the one. I don't want to be the one to drop the pass. I don't want to be the one. So that a little extra height in there, or I don't want to be the guy that gives up, makes him throw it away. But either way, again, it was a full offensive unit. He did a lot of it, obviously, but again, it's a two-way street. You got to be able to protect. You got to have the guys making the catches on the other end. But how spectacular is that? I mean, can you put it in? I mean, can you fathom that when you look at the previous record of 29 in a row, and you look at the 2-game record over 2 games of 36 in a row? He now has both of those records for 46 in a game and 50 consecutive when you count the big four. Again, these were not just easy throws. The ones at the end of the Campbell game, there were a couple of 4th down plays. There were a couple of 4th down plays in this one. So, again, just can you put it into words? I mean, just fathom.
Well, Shane Matthews is a good friend of mine. He played 15 years in the NFL, started at Florida for Coach Spurrier, was his first quarterback, and I coached him a little bit, and we're good friends. And he said, Kerwin, I looked at Twitter before our game, Florida. He does the color for Florida down there. He said, I seen 46 for 46. He said that was double take. I had to look at it 3 or 4 times. because he understands, I think, when you get a guy like me and him and guys who's played this game, there's a lot of people out there who's played the game, even in high school, understand how hard that is to do, especially at that number, 46. I mean, my goodness. I don't think it'd ever be close to ever be broken again. It was a special day, and again, it's not just Tiger, it's everybody catching those balls, 46 of them without dropping one. So a good job by our whole unit. And but Tiger, man, he throws such a catchable ball, man. It's amazing because I threw fastballs. A lot of people throw fastballs, right? I could do a little bit of touch, but that's what makes him so special. He can make all the different throws. He can throw it over the linebacker's head. He can drop it in the bucket. He can put juice on it if he has to. So he has so many things that he's equipped to be able to do in the throw game, and that's what led to that record, is he had to make all kind of different throws, and he's so daggone accurate when he makes those different throws. And it gave him an opportunity to go 46 out of 46, which will be a record I think will never be broken.
Well, it was so funny because one of the stories where you start to research and look up what's the most consecutive record, there was a story written, I think last year or the year before, that said, here are some records we don't think will ever be broken. And now they've got to rewrite that story, and that's probably the top one right there. Obviously, you took what the defense gave you a lot of times because of the way they played. We looked down at one point, they had 7 defensive backs, 1 linebacker, 3 linemen, but they were getting pretty good pressure with the 3 up front, stopping the run with the 4 or 5-man box, but playing such deep coverage, it was really difficult to find any running room.
Yeah, about 3 years ago, man, it happens with me everywhere I go. every conference, people want to play us man-to-man, and they want to challenge us, and then they see how good we can throw the football down the field and create explosive plays with our receivers. Everybody goes to this. Everywhere I've ever been, it goes, now you got to go against 8 people dropping. You got to go against 3 safeties deep. And we've got a really good game plan now for that because we've seen it so much over the years. And, shoot, Furman may come out in it. We'll have another good game plan for them as far as that's concerned. But what it does, you have to be patient. And Tiger's the perfect quarterback for that, to attack that defense because he is patient. A lot of guys like him will be trying to force the ball.
Yeah.
He'll throw it if you give him the throw, but he will take the underneath. He will take the open guy. And he's so accurate throwing the ball to those guys that you don't have any incompletions. And so, there's something that we've had to deal with just because how explosive we've been on offense the last few years. We've seen this defense a lot. It's those 3 safeties. I think they invented it for us. We've seen it more than anybody. But I think we've done a really good job of adapting and understanding how to attack it. Well, and one thing, we're still going to work our butt out this week on running the football. We got to be able to run better.
Yeah.
And start gashing people a little bit better in the run game. And I see it starting to come, so I feel very good about that area also.
Yeah, it will be difficult. Again, a great defensive end that kind of headlines the Paladins defense. We'll talk about them coming up a little bit later. But, again, Tiger named National Offensive Player of the Week from Stats Perform FCS. Craig Haley probably had the easiest choice of his entire career to pick this week's national winner. Of course, he was also named Southern Conference Player of the Week offensively. So, again, all that goes in. Did have a nominee. We did have Marcus Trout, who hit the game-winning field goal, nominated for that Special Teams Award. Did not end up with that. But, again, Offensive Player of the Week in both the conference and nationally. So, again, those are things, like you said, they are individual awards, but they really come down to the entire offense taking care of that. Of course, he was highlighted on Sports Center. He was also highlighted on College Football Final. And please rest assured, if I see one more message about get him a football helmet, we know. We're working on it. The one went in the mail today to him. They already had one from a couple years ago, but we want them to get a new one, so we're sending that along. Been on that show twice here in the last 20 years. So, again, making sure we get a helmet. Those things are expensive. Just keep in mind.
Been on the last 2 years.
Last 2 years in a row.
Our last 2 quarterbacks have both got stickers, and
yeah. We
better get it there in a hurry because I have a feeling this kid's don't do more. That's the great thing about what we're doing here is Cullowhee's out in the mountains, right? Yep. It's a great university, but a lot of people don't hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
But just because of him being on ESPN and getting those awards, he's going to get some more national awards. I mean, there's probably going to be some more coming out this week. It just brings light to Western Carolina University, and I know he loves it here, man. He's from a little place in Miami, man. Grew up. He loves being here. It's safe. He loves the opportunity to play in this kind of offense. And so for him to be able to give back, the things that he's done now to help just sort of bring to light this university, I think has been great.
For sure. What do you say we take a look at some highlights of that first half here? Western Carolina on the road at Wofford. Of course, the old Kerwin Bell came back. You won the toss and said, I want the football.
Yeah.
But it didn't go the way you wanted. Of course, you wonder, Dutton that time called for the fair catch. He's been running those things back almost every single time. But you got a taste early what this game was going to be like. Tough sledding. They kind of came out a little more traditional before they dropped back. But, again, well-scouted defense, well played on that defensive side of the ball for Wofford.
Well, they come out more aggressive than we did. We got them on the sideline. Listen, they had a little bit more juice than we had early on, especially on the defensive side of the ball against our offensive line. So I thought after this our line really revved it up and started getting after them and staying on blocks. But here you see our defense. We played everything really good. They finally got us on that one. That's that matchup we don't need. We got to get Ken on him. But I thought our run game, we really took away their run game, which made them one-dimensional.
It really did. Of course, a lot of play actions when they couldn't run the football. They still stayed with the play actions along the way. But here you go. After you had to punt, they get the ball. This is where they can kind of flip the script on it.
Well, right there, you see our corner. Dad knows better than that. He was going to blitz. If the back stays in, he has the opportunity to blitz. But first you got to cover him. If he comes out the backfield, just not a very smart play by him. He knows that. He's a smart football player. But we give up an easy touchdown right there.
And so Wofford now, and then they're going to line up to go for the PAT, but they decide to go for 2. Seeing this a little more and more often now and trying to find mismatches and if they get the advantage. And then, of course, that's a great, well-designed play right there.
Yeah.
I would take that play.
And you know what? We work on this every Sunday. All the different things they can show you down there. But that was one we hadn't seen. So we worked on it this Sunday. We worked on some more. We try to get ready because a lot of people are starting to use that muddle huddle, on extra points to get that extra point of 8 points instead of 7.
Yep. Now you see the offense getting going and, of course, trying to get the run game going. But they did a nice job. They got some pretty good penetration with their front line. I think really the strength of their defense was their front 4.
Yeah, and then, here – what you got to do, you just got to stay on schedule, which means you got to take the underneath throws. The guys have got to catch the football. They got to get positive yards after the catch, and that way you stay on schedule and you don't having to throw a 3rd and 10 top pass.
And you see some of these throws, and everybody – I read on social media somebody that was being critical of it saying, wow, he completed that many passes. How many were underneath? How many were just drop-offs? I'm like, it doesn't matter. Some of these throws, that was across the field, full length of the field throw, and a nice grab there out of the backfield. Trying to take some shots here.
Yeah, that was offside, so we would go take a shot, and we came back down. So that's a free play right there.
Yep.
That's a free play if we took the offsides. But, yeah, listen, they had 3 safeties 20 yards deep. You wasn't no get behind them.
No.
So you have to take shots. You have to take your opportunities. And he threw some nice curl routes, 14 and 15 yards down the field. Here's one right here. I mean, that's a tough throw right there on the move. But when they didn't, give that to him, he was really patient taking what they gave him.
I really wish you could go back and stop that right at the line of scrimmage and see the number of defensive backs that were all in a line back about the 20-yard line. They all had their heels on the 20-yard line. You see that? I mean, a lot of defensive backs there understanding what we're trying to do. But offense continuing to click here. The underneath passes, like I mentioned, it's one of those things that sometimes that you don't have a run game. Sometimes the short pass can act there. And then this one fortuitously fumbled out of bounds. That was a lucky break for the Catamounts as Tiger almost took that one in himself.
Yeah, Tiger knew he got to put both hands and really wrap that up because we told them going in, they're so good in the red zone. And the reason why, they get a lot of turnovers down here. So you got to be really good with the football. And luckily, it rolled out at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, you see it. It touched the line, and then they looked at this multiple times.
Tiger's foot, I think, hits it right there,
well,
and rolls it. Yeah,
rolled it back into play.
Yep, which got it out of bounds, which was good.
And so you see right there. It's going to touch the sideline. So I think that was a good call by the officiating crew that went in and was able to make a good call on that one. And so we get the ball in short yardage. And now how about this? Tiger will try to take it himself again, but
that's Kamari right there. Kamari Reed, and then we come back. Tiger on a little rollout, get James Tyre again, man. How many touchdowns he's got right now? He's had 3 more on Saturday.
One of the national leaders in the conference, at least, with 6 on the year at this point of the season. But a nice route, kind of like a little pick play there with Michael Rodson, but he didn't make contact, so I think he did the job.
We don't pick. We don't pick. We don't do any of those illegal things.
Well, he was in the way. How about that? It was a nice play. Well, he didn't make any contact with anybody. So, again,
oh, what a hit. Armand Anderson, man, that's what we need on special teams. We need some guys delivering hits. It gets energy going, gets our team excited, and it was a big hit for him on the kickoff.
A good play by Wofford there. Again, making the defensive back make a decision. If he stays, you run it as a quarterback. If he goes, you toss it over his head.
Yeah, Caleb Fisher, man, you see a lot of guys rattling to the football right here. Got to tackle a little bit. This kid runs 10-4. He's pretty special. We had a chance of him recruiting and just didn't go on him. He's a fast joker, though.
So Wofford again, not the same Wofford look that you would see. I don't know how many times Wofford under the Mike Ayers regime would throw the ball that far down the field.
Great job by Darian Anderson. You know, he started this week and had a really good game for us. Tackled really well, covered well. That's good to see by Darian. He's a talented kid, really fast.
Yeah, fortunate bounce here, and I think they look at intentional grounding on this play as the snap comes up and over the head.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, they got intentional grounding here. Good job by Gino, man, coming on a blitz. Great job by Ken right here on a blitz, man. He turns the corner and gets a sack. Great job by Ken.
Well, Ken looked like a tiger as he pounces here. He's taking a page out, like a leaps and grabs him. We've seen Jordan Thompson try a couple leaps like that, but always seems to miss the way it turns out. He's given such great effort to get back there, but Ken Moore gets the sack, and, of course, we'll get the ball back here on the punt. And Tyre did a nice job back there. He didn't have a whole lot of return yards, but catching it, not letting it roll, as we've talked multiple times before. And now an opportunity to go down and try to get the lead for your offense.
Yeah, we had a couple of times where we gashed him a little bit in the run game. This is Pat. Man, he runs hard. He's physical. I tell him all the time, man, get down some, because he takes 2 or 3 guys to get him down, and he takes a lot of hits. But right here, again, Tigers just taking what they give him, getting first downs, letting us run after the catch. There ain't a lot of young quarterbacks like him that will be this patient and they can be so accurate with the football.
And how about that catch right there on the sideline?
Yeah,
that kept the streak going. At this point, nobody's talking about the streak at this point. It's still just early in the second quarter, but starting to add up some things. He's finished 10 for 10 there in the opening frame, went 17 for 17 here in the second quarter, as it turns out. Another helmet popping off there. We saw that a couple times.
Yeah, the thing about it is when you get these drives going, you know, you can't gain a lot of yards on each play. If you get penalties, I thought that was the key for us. We only had 5 penalties, but there was a couple crucial ones that kept us, you know, that backed us up and kept us from scoring. And then we had a 4th down and didn't get it. So you cannot playing this defense. We had to be good on penalties, and we only had 5, which was really helped us win the game.
With the way they play, it's almost like they're still running the option. You have to take advantage of your opportunities and keep your offense on the field. The way the defense plays, it used to be you had to keep your defense off the field. Your offense had to be efficient to keep their offense from getting the ball because of the way they held on to it.
Yep, that's right. It's we had to complement each other, and I thought we did for the most part.
And here's a big pass down play, and there's Dabney making up for it. How about that?
Great job by Dabney.
Able to recover on it, and he's able to track it down and undercuts the pass. And, of course, he misses that. It's probably 6, but he does a nice job getting a hand on it.
Yeah, again, you see we're really fitting the runs good, man. I think the last 3 or 4 games we really started fitting the run good, which is good. We're going to start playing some teams that can really run the football down the hill. And I think you got to be a good run defense if you're going to win a conference championship. And so I think we're heading in the right direction on that. And I think we're starting to cover now, too, the last game or 2. So, and the big thing for us defensively, Hook, is there'll be pressure. Can we get the kind of pressure we need to get on quarterbacks? So I'm on our D-line all the time about getting pressure on those quarterbacks because that makes a big difference.
Felt like times in this ballgame that Teron tucked it and ran a little bit quicker at times when he saw the openings. But, again, flipping it out of the backfield, finding tight ends, running backs, all the wide receivers. Everybody got a touch. 10 different guys with receptions and another free play opportunity here. Nearly a big completion to Malik downfield.
Yeah, Tiger's really good with his cadence and got him off sides, and so we take a shot and give Malik a big chance. I love the way Malik went up, though, right there. Aggressive, went after the football.
Might have been held.
Almost came down with a big catch.
It might have been held on the way up as well, but either way, free play, you take it, you get the ball back. And how about Josiah Thomas? He's really coming on in that. Had a couple of big catches, had a big catch last week, had a big catch against Wofford this week.
So right here, nice curl throw right there. Just it's wide open. He takes it. If not, comes down and throws to his checkdowns.
And, of course, they ended up getting 4 sacks. They had a good pressure with their front. And, of course, we tried to keep that. They're going to be aggressive. Well, let's throw the little underneath screens.
Yeah, great job by Malik here. We were behind the sticks because of the sack, but throw it to Malik. He really runs hard for gets us back in a good situation.
Yeah,
this is one that was batted in the air, and James makes a great catch.
Yeah, and at the time you're thinking just knock it down. You don't want to take the negative yardage, but it's batted once, batted twice, then Tyre comes away with it. It takes a negative play, but it kept the streak alive as we look back on it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Teron again, seeing a little bit of a running room. He takes that, moving into the red zone. And, of course, James Tyre turning into that steady Eddie, reliable receiver.
Yeah, and the thing about Tiger, he can, not only can he throw a beautiful ball and he's so accurate, he can run. That adds another dimension when you have a quarterback that can do that. And, again, great design by our offense coordinator, Rylan Wells, and our guys on the offense. Just a great job of finding a poster in the back of the end zone. Really good job.
Well, you had that. You had Kamari, looks like out in the flat. Probably going to throw it to him as well. A couple of guys were open on that play, which is hard to say against a team that's really good in the red zone, especially with that many defensive backs. Hard to find room in a shortened space.
Yeah, I think I said on this show, I said it all last week, strength against strength. It was our red zone offense, which has been really good this year as far as scoring touchdowns in the red zone against their red zone defense. And I think we were, 3 out of 4. So I think we got the better of them. They were really good down there, though. So we really executed at a high level to get those 3 touchdowns.
So here it is, lingering moments. You got a 14-8 lead, and now you get the ball back with 2 minutes to go. You take advantage of the 2-minute timeout and a chance here to run your 2-minute offense and try to find a way to get downfield.
Well, this is just not good football right here. We wanted to get in and go score before half, take our time. But we just, not blocking good on the perimeter, right? That was a crucial play right there because now we should have got 5 or 6. We got only 1. Again, Tiger, though, what they call there?
Illegal touching. They say
illegal touch. Yeah, our guy ran out of bounds and went back in. I mean, just crucial mistake because then we punt the ball, and here's a crucial mistake. We get on top of each other. We don't spread out. We don't keep our net. Our kicker didn't kick it really high. We got to get him to give us more hang time. But this is how you lose football games, Hook, is giving up crucial plays here right before halftime.
Yeah, Emmett Rhodes right there on the play. The long snapper's right there and got an arm on him. But
yeah, our whole white jerseys are just they're not spread out. They don't form a net, which is what you want. So this don't happen.
Oh, we had 5 right there. You could throw a net over them.
Yeah.
They were so close as well. But so obviously they take it back for 6, and all of a sudden the 14-8 advantage you thought you were going to carry into the halftime locker room. Good job here by Isaac McClellan, special teams ace. You have an opportunity, you think, to go in the locker room with a lead, even the last minute here trying to move it down. But all of a sudden, you're trailing by 1 here.
Yeah, after that, we was trying to get a field goal here at least. But, man, they're hard to move the ball against, and they got some pressure here in the second quarter against us.
That was that Vito, I think, that falls on the loose football there, coming back on the play. Good job by Wofford, and then good hustle by Vito to get back on the football. Otherwise, they're in field goal range.
Yeah, that was one of our guys trying to help the other one and sort of knocked him off the guy, which got us a sack. But come back here, and we just trying to see if we can get it anywhere in field goal range to go get 3 points before halftime. Here that was 3rd down, so now it's 4th down. You can't really spike it. And our quarterback, he's trying to get up here. We want him just to throw it deep, snap it, throw it deep, but just don't have enough time.
Yeah, ran out of time there. So obviously you go from having the opportunity to carry a lead into the halftime locker room. Western Carolina finds himself down by 1 after the special teams punt return for a touchdown. A long walk to the locker room, a lot to think about between the field and the locker room there. What was the message to the team here at halftime? What were you thinking about? You knew you were in a tough fight. You knew it kind of played out like you thought it was going to in terms of how difficult it would be to move the football against their defense. Your defense has played well against their offense. So what was the message here at the break?
Well, we had been preaching, and we've been trying to preach to them all the last 5, 6, 7 games about finishing, right? Since that first game, we all know that, what happened there. So it's always 60-minute game. That's the way you approach it. We also had been preaching about this game. If there's one team that's going to challenge you in that area, it's going to be this football team, Wofford. They'll find a way to stay in it for 60 minutes. So I think because we talked about it so much during the week, they, I think we've beat them 4 times since I've been here, but none by more than 7 points probably.
Right.
So, our team understood that we were going to be in a dogfight, and so we were. We made some crucial mistakes. It gave them a chance to score 2 touchdowns, the punt return and the long, touchdown where we didn't cover the guy. So we felt like if we just did the right things and we played fundamental football and kept complimenting each other offensively and defensively, then we would be okay position.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a three-phase ball game, offense, defense, and special teams. We've seen all of that here through the opening 2 quarters. So we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll move on to the second half and look at the second half of that Wofford game. Coming up later, we'll talk about this week's challenge. It is a challenge to Catamount Nation to pack Whitmire Stadium as we got Furman coming to town. It's a big-time rivalry between those two purple-clad squads. Our chromatic rival comes to town. We'll check in with our some of our people chiming in here online as we continue. Back with more from Catamount Jaxe. I can smell Soli coming in the room here. It smells so good. You got to be here, folks. We'll be back after this as we continue with Catamount Football Weekly, presented by Stanberry Insurance.
So, you gonna play this week?
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 You gonna play this
You
week?
gonna play this week? You gonna play this week?
You gonna play this
You
week?
gonna play this week?
And welcome to the Ingalls Game of the Week as the Warhorses square off against the rival.
He's going in.
He's going in. Go, baby!
Ingalls. We're with you every step of the way.
Welcome back into Catamount Jaxe here live on location just across from the Western Carolina campus. They have axes in the back. They got the social house here in the front. Great time had by all. Make sure you stop by the next time you come to Cullowhee to watch the Catamounts, which will be this weekend, right? We got the Furman Paladins coming to town. Get your tickets online at catamountsports.com. Tickets and parking. Go and get all that stuff in advance. Avoid the line on game day. Buy them online here in advance. Great opportunity there at catamountsports.com. EBCI Day, as we celebrate our relationship with the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians, is also Heroes Day. Again, first responders, military veterans, military active, taking care of all that stuff. Again, looking forward to Heroes Day and EBCI Day coming up on Saturday. We'll have veteran services out. Looking forward to a great day. It's always good to have those individuals out. And so a big day coming up, a lot of recognitions, including the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians. We really appreciate their cooperation and their partnership over the years, again, here as we sit on the ancestral land of the Cherokee people. So do want to say hello to William Hamby. Look at some of these notes coming in. William Hamby mentioned Kyle Kessler down in Florida. Matt Cook is back in Southwest Florida. I think he listened to the game in the Caribbean over the weekend. I think that's where he was at, if I remember that correctly. Eddie Poot down in Winston-Salem. Constance Magruder, we heard from Bob Saban and John Stark. You see Calandra Watson down in Waycross, Georgia. Talk about the job that Watson did moving over to center. Not an easy thing to do when we lost and Aaron Sanez went down. Joe Henry, we'll get to that injury report as we go forward. In honor for Wilmoth really chiming in as well. He's a great color guy. He says, don't forget, man, you only give up 8 first downs in that ball game to the Terriers, so a good job there. And, again, a lot of these folks chiming in. Jim Bullens, KC Color, all people just dropping in here. Really appreciate you dropping a note. Go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube, get that in for my guys over here. Try to boost that up. Make sure you get the all the alerts when things come out on Catamount Sports on our YouTube channel and, of course, on our Facebook page. All right, Coach, you're trailing at the half by 1. You know Wofford's going to get the football to start the second half. Right before you walked out of the locker room, what was the last thing you said to this football team?
Last thing, I said, turn on that music.
I'm talking. Well, that was the end of the game. This is at halftime.
Did I? I thought I did it at halftime too.
Did you at halftime too? Okay.
Listen, for the last year and something, our deal after halftime hasn't been very good, right? We are just not been very good. So I'm like, let me find something. And I noticed they get so excited about music. And I like, we got to have something. You know, playing at Wofford is sort of tough too. You're playing on grass. You're playing in front of not a real big crowd a lot of times. There's not a lot of energy. It was 2 times I've been there. So I told them, hey, the big thing I said is, listen, we're in great shape. We just got to make sure we don't give up anything cheap. Okay, if we make them earn it on both sides of the ball, if we earn it on offense and they make them earn it on defense, we'll win this football game. And so we just got to play together as a unit, as 3 units, and so as one. So, and then after that, I said, let's play the music. So we played it. We went through a song, got a little hot, and then we got it to the field. And I thought our guys came back with a bunch of energy.
Is that why we didn't get out there till like 2 or 3 minutes left on the clock?
Well, instead of warming them up on the side, we warmed them up in the locker room.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at that third quarter and second half here. Western Carolina on the road in Spartanburg last weekend.
You'll try anything.
Hey, I told you don't go to the locker room, just stay on the field. I told you to try that. So again, special teams, they get a big kickoff return here out of the locker room. So you're starting to wonder, did playing music actually help you there? But your defense really steps up here. They get plus yardage on the start, and again, great job out in space by Samari Dukes.
Did we give up that return right at the half?
Yeah.
I thought our defense came out and played really good, didn't we? We shut them down right here.
A good job by Hayward McQueen. Had a nice day from that linebacker position. He and Jordan Thompson, both of them. And, of course, here underneath, you force a bad pass. Good coverage by Zay Wells. And here you get the punt. So, again, you gave up the big kickoff return. I know it just had to drive drive him crazy.
Yeah.
Curry Webb, I'm sure he was pulling hair out what left he has with that big punt return to end the half and then a kickoff return to start the half. But now your offense is going to go back to work after the defense got them the ball. And, again, just checking down and just finding the guys and, again, playing patient football.
Yeah, just making sure against this right here. Real good job by Pat knowing where the first down marker is, so we get it first. Here we have a few Tiger runs right here. He does a really good job of pulling it and getting upfield and getting us some first downs with his feet.
Well, that was the question I had with you was he had a little more look like designed runs here in the second half. Is this one, again, that's kind of an RPO or at least a handoff option.
And we got the tight end pulling and leading for him. So.
Yeah, so it looked like a designed run coming out of the locker room and then, again, just fitting it in the windows.
Yeah.
Just really, really accurate throws and continuing to move the offense. And, again, we've seen this team over the years have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 play drives. Here, every one of our scoring drives was 11 plays or more in this football game.
Yeah, they do a really good job. It's almost like a 2-minute defense the whole game is basically what you're going against. And they're looking to make a sack here or there to get you behind the sticks, and you can't convert. And it's a good process. We feel good about attacking it again. We got to run the ball better, and that's what we'll work on this week to try to get ready for that.
Yeah, I think that was another failed fourth down conversion opportunity, but here
defense I thought came out the whole second half here. That was a cheap call, man. I tell you what, you can't hit a quarterback no more.
Well, especially
that was hit right into shoulder pads.
But especially when the quarterback took a flick, that flea flicker, all of a sudden, I don't know. I disagreed with the call. I know you did as well, but you got to keep going. Next play mentality, and the guys really stepped up and did that here.
Yeah, defense just really getting after. You see, they hitting the quarterback. He's getting rid of it, but they're putting pressure on him. We're playing hard, man. We're covering guys. Again, tight coverage. And we hold them to a field goal. I thought this was a big miss right here.
Yeah.
Kept us within one. And our defense, I thought, kept playing hard here in the second half.
Again, Braden Blackman out of the backfield. Nice play there. And then underneath to Rosin. You got
Rosin. See,
this guy
downfield. He can run and he can catch it and run with it. And that's what you got to do against this defense.
And this is a tough throw. That's rolling opposite side and throwing back and still got the
almost
completion.
Went down the field, but just, be patient. Be patient. Take what they give you.
And run defense, they were really, really stout on a lot of our design run plays. And then, again, still taking a look. You might have had Painter on that play. Might have been able to get it over to him, but taking what they're giving you and then finding the lanes when you can, keeping them honest with the run game.
Yeah.
They called us for holding here.
I think actually, is this the one I think they took back. One they called holding. I think another ref come in and said it wasn't holding, so they gave us.
Yeah, I think that might have been the one. I've never seen a pick up a flag on a holding call. But, well, that's the first thing for everything, I guess. I've never seen 46 passes completed in a row either until now. So,
yeah,
a lot of things to do. But, again, stepping up the athleticism.
Just great feet, being able to get out on the outside and throw a beautiful ball.
And how about Tyre's route on that, coming back to the football? And
there he is again, going to James Tyre that's a RPO. It could be a run or he could pull it.
Watch this.
Yeah,
climb the ladder, young fella.
Yeah, a little fake screen, and we threw it behind them. That was a great throw over their head, and Tyree did a good job getting up.
And so now we're looking at it, trying to go for the 2-point, but, again, they got good
they
pressure.
blitzed into it, and they had the right call on right there for us. So
now you're up by 5 points instead of trying to take that 7-point lead. Now the special team's going to step up, make you play there. Good job coming up the field.
Yeah, here's where we got the matchup. You know, they got that 10-4 guy on 100 on our safety. We can't let that happen. We got to make a check, make sure they motioned him and they got him matched up.
And going for two.
But going for two, we play. You know, we've been preaching this, and you can see our defense, man. For compared to last year, we play the next down a lot better. Hook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When we have a bad play, like a big touchdown like that, go back and you stop the 2-point play. So we're getting better. Don't tell me we're not getting better in certain areas. We are, and our defense is really working their butt off to do that.
So Dutton's going to try to get you some good field position here and a good return, get you out close to the 25 after coming off the goal line. And offense right back to work. It looks like almost the same drive every single time in this ball game because everything kept happening. Now we go the other direction into the fourth quarter. And don't forget now, he's 42 of 42 when we get into the fourth quarter.
Here's Pat running again really hard. Pat Boyd just runs extremely hard. Go back to him again. He's downhill, tough runner. Look at Tiger. That's a hard throw to the wide side of the field. Gave it to him. He took it. Come back here on a roll. Again, just take what they give him. Make sure we stay on schedule. See, if you throw a lot of incompletions, now you'll be in 2nd and 10 and 3rd and 10, and their defense now is really good. But if you just stay on schedule, it's not that hard a defense to
And how about that one?
Against.
Throwing it into they had him triangled on the
just
sideline.
a tight throw right there. Just a beautiful throw. Great anticipation.
And here again, he's going to try to work it down towards the first down marker and going to get called for another holding penalty. That'll bring us back. But it gives an opportunity for Tehran again to go up the middle. Again, taking some more runs in this ball game because they're there, especially when they're dropping 7 or 8 guys.
Yeah, just using his feet. That's what makes him special is he's got great feet to go with his arm.
And then here, just tried to loop it over. If he leads him just a little bit more.
He wants that one back. He hits that, he hits that 50 out of 51 times, I'm telling you. I've watched him throw it. He can, I can't believe he left that one short.
Then Wofford special teams come up with a play. They keep us off the scoreboard by getting a hand on the field goal attempt. So it's still a 1-point game, not a lot of scoring here. And now they're going to try to put together a drive, and I think he comes up short on that one.
Yeah.
Brings up 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9. They get a good completion here. We tight coverage, though. But they make the play.
And Hayward,
we're doing a good job on their run game. Gave a little bit too much there, but just doing a really good job of fitting the run.
Yeah, seeing more and more guys in the backfield trying to make plays, and it's a nice little throwback play. And then we have a couple of guys that just miss.
We run to the ball. We just got to make the play, man. But they got a big gain there, a little trick play. Come back, though, again, play the next play. That's what we've been preaching. And we used to let all this bother us and keep our head down, and now they make 2 or 3 other plays after that. Now we're starting to play the next play. Forget about the last play and go make the plays that we need to help win the game.
So 4th down and 6, they're going to try to go for it to try to leak out the rest of the clock. And how about
Justin
Jay Wall?
Wallace?
Justin
Wallace, man. He's been close to a lot of sacks, and it's good to see him get one.
Saw Kamari Reed rolled up on that play, came off the field with an ankle injury later on, and then you get Markel Townsend involved. But they really did a nice job running to the football defensively, and here's a big-time play on 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Malik
to be able to keep that alive.
Catch. Yeah, great job by Malik coming back to the ball. Great throw again by Tiger.
So, again, here you are inside the final 3 minutes of the ball game, and you're trying to put together a drive, and you haven't been able to get the big play. But you look at all the defensive backs. I mean, it's just littered back there. I think they got like 14 guys on the field. Looks like there's so many of them back there, the way they're getting pressure up front. And trying little things. How about Holbert on a little dump off?
Yeah.
So here inside of 2 minutes now.
Yeah, again, that's what makes him special. He can use his feet to go get first downs. He got a first down there, I think.
And we
tried. On first down, we tried this reverse. Our lineman didn't block this right. This is just a crucial mistake, which gives them a chance to make a play. Now we're negative. We're backed up. Tiger does a really good job of getting us back on schedule right here.
Then they get a targeting call that was not a targeting call. Here on the sideline, they picked this flag up at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I think they were saying 44 was coming in there. I don't think he made, at least from that angle, he couldn't tell contact. It's really the forearm. He didn't go helmet to helmet, but he did go forearm. Of course, they ran it back a couple of different times to look at that. And I think it might have been a right call not to pick that one up, or go ahead and pick that one up. But nevertheless, inside of a minute now, good pressure up the middle. And how about Tehran?
Oh, now they were a little early there.
I thought it was pass interference.
Yeah, but Come back here. Here's Tiger.
Big
Fourth
play.
down, man. This is the game.
Like I said, we talked about Josiah Thomas making big catches. That's a huge one right there.
Yes, gives us the first down.
Yeah, if he doesn't make that catch, who knows how this thing plays out. So you've got the ball here inside of a minute, trailing by 1, fresh set of downs. And
we were trying to keep all our 3 timeouts in case we didn't convert, which was I'm glad we did. So we'd have 3 timeouts to stop the clock, but didn't need them.
Now Tron able to get out of bounds on that run. They're going to check it down here to Markel and try to get upfield.
Really good job. Just a really good job. Not forcing it. We're now at the 10-yard line. We're in good shape. 3rd and 5, man. Woo.
That's a tough throw. And that's
a hard call right here. I don't know if people said, why didn't you, the legitimate thing to do would have been run it to the middle of the field, run it down to 3 seconds. That way they haven't had a chance at all and kick the field goal. You got to understand, though. This was going through my mind. We got a rookie kicker, a freshman kicker. Yeah. I hadn't seen him kick many field goals, right? It's not like Richard we had who made a bunch of field goals in front of me. But I had the best guy on the field who had just been successful 53 out of 55 times. I said, if we don't make this field goal a hook, I will not be able to live with myself knowing I didn't give Tiger one more chance.
Yeah. So, again, that was on the 3rd down
I went against
play.
really all odds about how to manage the clock just because Tiger was so good that day. I wanted to give him one last chance before we tried to kick it with a freshman kicker. But
well, and how about
it worked out?
How about Marcus Trout, though? Again, he's already had one blocked. He goes out there, and before
Marcus
you even take a snap, you get a delay of game penalty.
Yeah, which is not on that's on us.
And then so you back it up 34 yards, career long, and he punches it through. Talk about him real quick.
Oh man, we had a good one. Christian's was a really good kicker for us, and he hurt his knee, got rolled into, and he's out for the year. And here we go. We got just freshmen, man. Marcus has stepped up, and I think he's made every extra point, ain't he? He's 100% on extra points. Hadn't tried a much of – was that the first field goal?
Second. Well, second, third attempt. Second one he made.
Okay. Second one. And, man, he's cool as a cucumber. I went down there and asked him as we was moving the ball down the field. I said, Marcus, where do you like it the best? I thought he had never told me, but I wanted to just reinforce that. We'll put it where you want it, right? Left hash, right hash, middle of the field. He said, Coach, anywhere. Just give me a chance. Oh. I said, man, I like that. I like that confidence. A lot of kickers want you to put it in a certain area.
Oh, yeah.
They feel comfortable. He's like, any area, Coach, I'm good with all of it.
And then you go for it on 3rd down where you could have set it up to get it right where he wanted it, but he said
well, listen, I've never had a quarterback 53 out of 55.
No,
Think about it. So I'm telling myself this is not the way to do it. But, by God, this guy has won out of 55 snaps. He's won on 53 of them.
Yeah.
I got to give him one more chance.
Yeah, one more chance.
I would not be able to live myself if we didn't convert that field goal, and I not gave him that chance.
So you convert the field goal, but there's still time on the clock we saw.
Yeah.
And how about your special teams?
They've
given up a big kick return to start the half. They gave up the punt return to end the half. But how about this? Julian Quintero comes up with a big-time play.
It wasn't him throwing the interception. It was just keeping that extra time on the clock that you didn't run off. And so – because the main thing is that 10-4 back there, he's back there. He's pretty dangerous.
And got a run and start on that kick.
Yeah, but, man, who's that? Quintero?
Yeah.
Made an unbelievable play, calls a fumble. And
coming back on the play, too. I mean, they had already gone past him. Yeah. You kind of stopped him a little bit. You gobbled him up there, and he comes back to make the play.
We got a bunch of guys like him, man, walk-on that come from Florida. We got walk-ons from all over the place, and they come in here and they help us, man. We find good ones. Our coaches do a really good job of finding those guys. We've put a lot of them on scholarships since I've been. I think over 10 probably been on scholarship that were walk-ons. And he's another one, man, that's going to be a really good player for us.
So you're in the locker room. I talked with you right after the ball game, and I went in there, and everybody's kind of having a good time, and you're sitting back just taking it all in, I think. Just kind of, I don't know if relieved was the right word on your face, but kind of taking in all the numbers and started telling you some of the stats and everything. And, again, you talked to the team after that, and you said the one thing that I remember was 6 games, 18 practices, and we'll be where we want to be.
The first thing that hit me was this is we needed this game.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think when you put together new teams, and it's going to be like this every year about now.
Yeah.
You're just mixing so many new players in. And you say, oh, they should have confidence. Well, they might have confidence in each other or individually, but do you have confidence in going to battle with a football team that you don't really know and you hadn't done it before, won a big game like that before, and have the confidence to do it? And so it was good because the more we can stack, I don't want to win close ones like this, but the more we can stack success and winning games and guys trusting each other and guys seeing, man, this guy, I can trust him. And especially in crucial situations like that game, it was a defining moment, I believe, for our football team this year. And you look for that as a coach. There's moments in all schedules and all seasons where you look for that moment where hopefully it galvanizes your football team and creates that bond that we need to go to that next level. I told him I think this is the one of the moments. And then, like I said, I also told him, listen, what lies ahead of us is 6 games, 18 practices. That's it, 18 practices. And you'll be in control of doing what you want to get done for this year. And so there's not a lot of time left. We got to take it one at a time. We got a big-time opponent in Furman I know we'll talk about, but here at home. But we need I'm going to go ahead and say it. I need a full house, man.
Yeah.
This is a good, Furman's, they had a down year last year, but their coach has done a good job of bringing them back. Quarterback is really playing at a high level. So we need a full house Saturday. If you are a Catamount fan, don't keep telling me you can't come. Don't tell me, oh, we're not playing good, you're not coming. Well, if you don't care about the Catamounts, don't be here. But if you do, we need you here to try to win this game. This is the most important game, next one in line. And they are going to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Bigger and bigger, and that's what we told our team, man. I told our team also, when you win a lot of games, Hook, I believe I've seen teams just because you get on a winning streak, you gain this confidence, and you go from here to here. And it's not because really you become better players. Like, you just have more confidence in each other and yourself. And I think that's where we want to get to. We want to just keep winning, keep gaining confidence, keep being that team that will rise to the top, because we're not where we need to be now. I told our team, let's don't kid ourselves. For us to win these next 6, we got to get better as a football team. We're going to work our butt off this week, but this is the only one that matters. We got to go win this one at home. With our home field advantage, we got to take care of this one. And I know our team is going to play our best game of the year.
All right, we'll talk about the Furman Paladins as we continue here.
I always get ahead of myself.
It's all right. We'll take it. That's why you're great. We'll take one more time out. When we come back, we'll talk about the Furman Paladins as you're watching Catamount Football Weekly, presented by Stanberry Insurance. Again, 4 locations across Western North Carolina. Waynesville, Silva, Highlands, and, of course, now Clyde, North Carolina. Here live from Catamount Jaxe. We'll continue after this quick timeout. Back to talk about the Paladins right after this.
So, you gonna play this week?
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 You gonna play this
You
week?
gonna play this week? You gonna play this week?
You gonna play this week?
You gonna play this week? This week?
And welcome to the Ingalls Game of the Week as the Warhorses square off against the rival.
He's going in.
He's going in. Go, baby!
Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
Back live at Catamount Jaxe here just across from the Western Carolina campus. Again, be sure to stop by next time you're in Jackson County. You can come and watch the Catamounts play, which we know will be this weekend when Western Carolina returns to the friendly confines of E.J. Whitmire Stadium and Bob Waters Field to take on the Furman Paladins, the battle for purple supremacy here in the Southern Conference. We're going to add another purple next year when Tennessee Tech comes in. We'll have to have a three-way battle for purple supremacy. But right now it's just us and the Paladins coming into town, Coach. And, again, they're a good football team. They've really improved. You talk about a quarterback that's playing extremely well. They kind of took their lumps with him last year, but he grew up a lot. He's coming off a 358-yard passing performance, second most passing yards by a Furman quarterback all time, and a big home win over ETSU. They've got a guy on defense that leads the FCS in tackles for loss. Talk about Joshua Stone King. Got to be on the all-name team already. But you talk about this Paladin team, what jumps off the page for you?
Well, a couple things. First of all, defensively, they're really good up front. I think their D-line is, does a really good job of being able to get pressure with 4 guys. So key for us is our offensive line continue to get better and better. We're getting maybe a couple guys back healthy, so that still help us with that matchup. I feel good if we can do those things. And one thing we've been working on, we got to get a little bit more balance with our offense. And so it's hard to take the ball sometimes out of Tiger's hand, but we've got to be more balanced, especially in the run game. And so that's something we're going to continue to work. I think with some guys coming back, hopefully up front, it's going to help us. But with a defense like this, you got to stay balanced. So that's going to be a big key for us. How balanced can we be, and how much of the run game can we generate this Saturday? And then, them offensively, I feel really good. I think the key for us, though, is our D-line. Our D-line getting pressure. He's not a guy who's going to move around a lot, create a lot of plays with his feet, which we hadn't seen hardly anywhere so far. So we need to get after him. He's a pocket guy. We need to create some pressure in the pocket. And then the first thing for sure, we got to stop the run game. We got to make it a one-dimensional game for them. And then once we do, then we got to put pressure on him. And he throws a nice ball. He gets it out of his hand. But we got to create a lot of indecision by him by bringing pressure, and it's also by changing up coverages. So we'll be doing all those things to try to take away the things he wants to go after.
And some of those highlights, you see Furman wearing a purple helmet. Looks like the Catamounts out there. Purple helmets and purple uniforms all the way through. Furman going with that instead of the traditional white helmet they normally go with. But you talk about Clay Hendricks, a guy that bleeds Furman purple, played there, has been there for about 30-plus years when you count playing time and coaching time. You look at last year's ball game where we really had an offensive explosion and we took advantage of some of their youth. They're not going to let that happen again. You understand that Clay Hendricks. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, Clay Hendricks has got a lot of pride in that program, and they're going to be ready to go. Probably using that maybe as a little bit of a rallying cry this week.
Well, don't say that. No. But I went back. I've watched that film the last couple of days last year, and we were only winning, I think, 14-3 at halftime.
Yeah.
So we went up and down the field, but we had 2 crucial turnovers, one down inside the 5, I think, one on a punt return. So we let them stay around, and they're a kind of team that's, they are – them and Wofford are the kind of teams that they play smart football. They don't make a lot of mistakes, and they hope that you turn it over and you don't finish drives. And I thought the first half was an example of that last year. And then the second half, though, we really got going, hit some big plays, scored a lot of touchdowns, and put them away. They were going through a lot, though. They've lost a lot of seniors from the year before. They got a lot of guys injured last year. And he's done a really good job rebuilding that program.
Yep.
You got to give him credit, man. They playing at a really good level. Beat East Tennessee State this past weekend. Yep. The quarterback, they let him go through the bumps and bruises last year as a freshman. I think now he's playing at a really high level. So it's going to be a big-time game, man. I think it's going to be one of those that you want to be a part of in the SoCon. And our players are excited. We're going to put our best practice on the field this week and put our best effort out there and go play the best game of the year here on Saturday here at Whitmire Stadium.
You talk about Western Carolina over the years and rivalries, and I think the Furman rivalry is one that is built. You go back to the 80s, I think it was a big-time rivalry, especially when we ended up having an opportunity at a Southern Conference championship. Furman ended up winning that. We got the last laugh, I guess you could say, back in '83 when we were able to move on in the playoffs and advance with a win over them. But, again, this is a rivalry. A lot of Catamount fans out there a lot of times say, Furman's our rival, not some of these other schools, but they think Furman's the big rival.
It's probably all the purple, right?
It might be.
and Furman's won a lot of championships in this thing.
For sure.
I don't know how many, but to me, I told our team we ain't doing history class this week. This is this year's team. This is just like it's been the last 4 years. We've been 2-2 against them. But last year we played extremely well, and we come out there with a win because we were the better team last year. I think both teams are prepping this year to go play extremely well. I think it's going to be a great football game. Luckily, we got them at home in front of a packed house, man.
That's it.
And our band is going to be there. Our students are going to be going crazy. And that's going to give us the opportunity to come out of here with a win.
Looking forward to that again. Don't forget, E.J. Whitmire Stadium, Bob Watersfield, 2:30 kickoff. Get your tickets online at catamountsports.com. Get your tickets and parking. Get here this weekend. A big one. Both teams come in riding 3-game win streaks, so something's got to give here this weekend. EBCI Days, we celebrate our relationship with the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians. We also have Heroes Day coming up this weekend where we honor all of our military and our EMS and our fire and just our police, all the different civil servants, again, as we have Heroes Day here on the front end. It is the front end of fall break. So, Coach, before we go, talk to the fans at home, talk to our students that might be tuning in. Again, it's front end of fall break. It's always a tough sell, but it's a front end of fall break. You can go to the football game on Saturday. You can go home on Sunday and take advantage of the week off after that when we go down. Then you can come join us in Charleston the next weekend when we go to the Citadel for your fall break. But, again, need a big crowd here because it does make a difference.
All right, I got a plan. I got a plan for all the students especially.
All right, look at that camera right over there.
That one over there?
Yeah, right over there. They're gonna get it right there. Now you got it.
Listen, you don't want to go home all week. You'll get bored. You'll get tired. You'll want to come back. So enjoy yourself. Do what you need to do, which is help us win. I'm telling you, and I've told y'all this before, you are the big reason why we can win at home and do this thing that's sort of the impossible. We're trying to win them all. This is the most important game of the year, and it's going to be here at our home. I know we're going to pack this place because there's too many people love this university and love this football team and want to see us do great things, and this is our opportunity to do it, but we got to win this one. And after you have a great day, man, with all your friends and stuff, then you go home. You still got the whole week.
Yeah.
The whole week.
Whole extra
you ain't
week.
going to get tired, want to come back early. So don't go home till after the game. Enjoy the game. Let's have a great win. Let's celebrate. Let's go crazy. Then you can go home and see your mom and daddy.
All right. That sounds like a great plan right
Good
there.
one.
Again, tickets online at catamountsports.com. You're getting this thing down, looking at the right camera. You know, this TV thing starting to work out there. That or motivational speaker. I'm not sure. A lot of folks said they're ready to suit up after listening to you talk. So if this doesn't work out down the line, you got those things going for you, Coach. We will look forward to that. But looking forward to a good weekend. We know it's going to be a hard week of practice. It's going to be a tough week coming up. They're all going to be tough from here on out. There's not an easy game left on our schedule, and it all starts this weekend.
Yep. Bands will be loud and proud. Man, they good. Our band, I love the way they play and how loud they are. It really gets us excited, and then just have the student section there behind us, and then all you alumni will be there, man. It's going to be a great day.
Well, we talk about it, the best game day atmosphere in the Southern Conference.
It's not even close.
Yeah, it springs back to life this weekend as we have the Furman Paladins coming up the mountain. Looking forward to that. Again, 1:30 airtime on the Catamount Sports Network, 2:30 kickoff. Game will be on ESPN+, but you want to be there, bring your smartphone. Pull up ESPN+ right here on this device and watch it in the stands to watch the good replays. But we need you here. CatamountSports.com for all of your ticket information right there on your screen. For the coach and our entire staff and all the folks here at Catamount Jaxe and all the people at Stanberry Insurance who really help get this thing up and off the ground, Daniel Looker saying so long for now. We'll see you in Catamount Country this weekend.